racing at Hollywoodbets Scottsville takes place on Sunday. It is Sunday the 24th of November 2024, and after a bit of a break, we are back in Pietermaritzburg for an 8-race program with race number 1 set to get underway at 12:20 over the 1,000 meter trip. Before I get into race number 1, we've got a couple of interviews.
Yeah, crystal clear. You can't really read too much into that first time. He's a small horse, but he absolutely got taken out at the start badly and never really got into the race. His work at home has been very good over a long period of time, so I really am expecting to see a big improvement from him on Sunday.
Agrada, also a nice type, doing nice work. He's going to need the experience, definitely. He's a green horse that ducks around a lot. And I think he probably might just need a little bit further. Major Tommy, nice run first time out. He's progressive. I think he's doing well at home, and I think he should run a big race.
Yeah, Major Tommy is certainly going to be a big runner in race number 1. He's your current favorite at 9 to 10. It's 5 to 2 about Mind Map. You can get 7 to 1 about number 4, Brin the Magic. And then you've got the 2 first timers that are 10 to 1 and then 12 to 1. It's 14 to 1 and Better Ball. Those are 2 first timers I'm speaking of, both from the MJ Ordendal yard. Number 5, Emoyeni, and number 6, Global Drumbeat. Now we'll begin with number 10, Major Tommy, as this horse was fancied on debut to run a forward race, and he finished 4th. I thought it was quite a pleasing effort. From that form line, it's really worked out quite nicely. Future Flow coming through to win, Glamour's winning, and Lion's Eye winning as well. So the horses that finished in front of Major Tommy have all come through to win at their next start, which is encouraging for this horse. He has his first start here at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. The 1,000 meters seems to be spot on for him. Sereno Moodley takes right for Gartpuller, and he's going to be the one that they all need to set their sights on in the first race. He's definitely the horse they need to beat. Number 4, Brin the Magic. I'm actually glad that this horse has been dropped to the 1,000 meter trip. I think that the distance will suit him a lot better. He's been running over 1,200 and 1,400. He had one go over 1,400, and he just tired badly late on in the day and was well held on that occasion. But I think the 1,000 meter trip will suit him quite nicely. He's a horse that shows quite a lot of natural speed, and he just tends to lack extra going over the final bit. And I think 1,000 meters could actually see him finish off his race quite nicely, and he could be in the firing line at about 7 to 1 in the market. Number 7, Mind Map. He's been well held at his last 2 starts, beaten behind Capolino 2 starts back. Capolino, we know, was a well-tried maiden before getting it right. And then last time out, he was well beaten behind McDazzler, beaten 5 lengths, and he was best of the rest that day. And not quite sure how that form line is going to work out in time to come. We saw McDazzler run the other day and paved with gold, a horse that ran 3rd, finished 3rd or 2nd, I think it was, just last week at Hollywoodbets Greyville. So there's been a couple placings from the form line, but no winners just yet. Mind Map, I give more for place chance too. And then these 2 horses from the MJ Ordendal yard, numbers 5 and 6. Number 6 catches the eye, Global Drumbeat. Now this is a full brother to Global Drummer, who was an absolute superstar and a champion horse out at Fairview for a number of years, and he won 15 races going ranging from 1,200 to 1,600 meters. And this horse is a full brother to Global Drummer, so he's a horse that I think we need to keep a very close eye on. He's related to Andy Kugel as well. We saw Andy Kugel win midweek here at Hollywoodbets Greyville when punted off the boards from about 16 to 1 into a favoritism, and he won a nice race here. So the polytrack could be a surface that suits the horse quite nicely, but he debuts on the turf, and he's one that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. And then number 5, Emoyeni, also from the MJ Ordendal yard. If there's any market support for this horse, well, then he could be one to throw into the play. And you heard from Mark Dixon, number 1, Crystal Clear. He's looking for a big improvement. 33 to 1. Throw this one into quartets. But after all is said and done, I'm going to be with number 10, Major Tommy. I think he's a horse to beat you. And then my second pick is going to be number 4, Brin the Magic. I think this horse will be suited to the drop-in trip. And then keep an eye on number 6, Global Drumbeat from the MJ Ordendal yard. In terms of the buy pots, I think 4 and 10 will be good enough. If there's any significant support for one of these first-timers, well, then throw them into the play. But I think 4 and 10 should be good enough in race number 1. Race number 2 will be the start of the place accumulator, 1,000 meters the distance. It's a maiden plate for fillies and mares. 12:55 is the off time. PA gets underway here, and before I get into race number 2, interviews Duncan Howells, Paul Lafferty and Gavin van Zyl.
I promise her fire, nice filly. Been a little bit delayed in her career. She had an injury early on in her training. She's come through it well. She's sound horse now. She's a filly with ability. I think 1,000 could be a touch sharp for her. But it's more of a come-on run, and she'll improve a lot off this race. Miss Gallop as well came into training quite late. She's having her first run. She is showing ability. I am expecting her to be quite green. If she isn't too green, she could run into quartets.
Yeah, Dressed to the Nines is she's now primed. She's ready. Probably a little bit better on the poly track around the turn at Greyville. Her best form is at Greyville around the turn, but there's no reason why she shouldn't put up a very good effort in this race, and with the claim 4 will help her cause, and I'll give her a winning chance.
Yeah, Sunko Wakan had the break. Her and Glamours came back from the break. Glamours has gone on to win. She's coming along quietly, a bit sharp for the 5s. I think she'll run a decent race. I've looked at the field, and I can see her running into the quartet.
Yeah, quartet chance about number 8, Sunka Wakan, at about 20 to 1 in the market. Favorite is number 3, Sun in My Pocket, at 9 to 10. Number 2, Little Black Gem, is at 22 to 10. Dressed to the Nines at 4 to 1. It's then 12 to 1 and better bar those. You can scratch number 5, Miss Galore. It's a field of 8 runners that remain for the second race on the program, and the horse that they all need to beat. And I think this filly you can probably start your all-to-comes with on the day. Her name is Sun in My Pocket. Calvin Abib rides for Wendy Whitehead. Banker in the bipod and place accumulator for me. 3-year-old Daughter of Erupt. Last time out she ran second to Lady of Vix in a race where those two just dominated, and they were well clear of the 3rd and 4th place horse. I think Lady of Vix is going to go close later on in the day in one of the handicaps, and I think it's in fact race number 8 or race 7, in fact, where Lady of Vix runs. So I think that this filly is going to take some beating in race number 2. Last time out, there was quite a bit of talk around her, and there was support despite drifting out from 9 to 10 to 15 to 10. The yard were confident of a big performance, and we also must remember 2 starts back they thought that she'd win and win very well, but she just unfortunately cost herself at the start when losing 5 lengths, and the manner in which she ran on was quite encouraging. Now, there's no filly in this race that gives me the type of feel that I think could get a number. There's no type of horse that seems to be improving as quickly as the Lady of Vix was last time out. So I think that this filly should be good enough here. Number 2, Little Black Gem. She ran 3rd to Blowing in the Wind last time out. The form line has held up quite nicely. Blowing in the Wind coming through to enhance that form when winning in handicapping a company at her next start. And then from that form line, we'll see a horse that ran second in the race late on in the program. And the other winner from that was Chak Pori, who won on the poly track. So 2 winners, but I think that this filly is going to have to set for perhaps a minor position here. Little Black Gem, she goes over the 1,000 meters for the 3rd time in her career. She ran a second over track and trip on debut behind a stablemate Siberian Winter. And then number 7, Dressed to the Nines. We heard from Gavin van Zyl. He mentioned that gives this filly a winning chance, and he feels that she's ready now. 4 kgs off the back. She's related to that horse Major Tommy, who runs in race number 1. So maybe it could be a sibling double, half siblings here, Major Tommy and Dressed to the Nines. But I think that she's a horse that has had a fair share of chances, and I give her more of a place chance than a winning one. So all in here with number 3, Sun in My Pocket. I think she's going to be a very hard horse to beat in race number 2. And this is for Calvin Abib and Wendy Whitehead. Currently trading at 9 to 10. And as I mentioned, I think this is the type of filly that you can start your all-to-comes with on the day. And don't forget to like and subscribe on our Gallop TV YouTube channel, and click that bell notification icon so that you don't miss a beat. Race number 3, next up. This is the start of the pick 6, 1400 meters the distance. Maiden plate for fillies and mares. 1:30 is the off time for the 3rd race on the program. And let's get into race number 3 and have a look at the package.
Forward and Happy Fortune. Coming to the 300 meter marker, Zena Rose, Wazanawe, Happy Fortune, argy bargy between runners. And here's Happy Fortune coming at Wazanawe. Wazanawe is on the inside, Happy Fortune the outside, and Happy Fortune looking to get up. Happy Fortune has beaten Wazanawe. Zena Rose, and then came Fate Decreed, Happy Fortune.
Yeah, Bela's also, as you say, progressive, and I think this will be her best run to date. And yeah, she was a little bit slow away out the starting stalls last time and finished off quite nicely. I think she's also in with a definite chance of finishing the first three.
Match Attack, first time I've drawn 11, not the greatest, but she's still very weak, so we're going to drop her out from that draw, and hopefully she can pass a few up the straight and be running on.
Yeah, number 11, Matt Attack. Hopefully she can be doing her best work at the finish. Current price here is 25 to 1 about number 11, Matt Attack. Mark Dixon and Tristan Godden teaming up here. Your favourite, however, is the filly that we saw the rerun of. Number 5, Wazanawe. Currently trading at 56 to 100. 3 to 1 about number 1, Beola. La Vida Loca at 10 to 1, along with number 10, D-Day at 16 to 1, and Better Ball. Those, I'm going to keep this very short, and it's going to be a brief one. Number 5, Wazanawe. Her last two starts, she's been narrowly beaten in second position. I think she's going to take a power of beating. The blinkers go on. Gavin Larina takes a ride once again for Peter Muscat. Last time out, she just found an improving filly too good for her. Those two horses are fought it out over the final stages. Both horses that I think will win their fair share of races. Happy Fortune looks to be going in the right direction, and I think this filly Wazanawe, once she wins the race, I think that she could win a couple more. So she's definitely a horse that I think won't stop a one-time winner, and she's going to be a very, very hard horse to beat here in race number 3. Number 1, Beola. She looks to be the type of horse to include for exactors. She ran behind Wazanawe in that run to West Side Story. She's got 2 lengths to find with number 5, and she could certainly close the deficit, and she could get closer, but I don't think that she'll be able to turn the form around. And then last time out, she finished 4th as well behind Get Off My Cloud. And then number 6, La Vida Loca. I think this filly could also be worth an exact inclusion here, about 10 to 1 in the market. Finished behind Happy Fortune last time out. Has about 3.5 lengths to find on number 5, Wazanawe, so therefore I think she'll be held as well, and one to include for the minor position. But all in here with number 5, Wazanawe. She brings the right form to the table. She's been knocking on the door for that first victory, and I think Sunday will be a day to shine, and she will certainly put her best foot forward. I'm sure of that, and hopefully she can get ahead in front and get out of that second box. On to race number 4 now. This will be the start of Jackpot 1, and Jackpot 1 is in fact my suggested bet on the day. This is set to be run over 1600 meters. 2:05 is the off time. We've got a couple of scratch-ins here. Important scratch-ins. Number 1, Master Durovray, and number 11, World of Our Own. They are both out. Both horses I thought would be big players here. It's reduced the field to a size of 11 now. And before I touch on my selections here in race number 4, we've got an interview package.
Yeah, last time our New Frontier did not get the trip. The horse who ran second and ourselves were walking in the finish. The 2-3 was too far for it. It's come back down. It's run well over a mile before. I thought I'd bring it back to the mile. There are 1 or 2 that have, I think, better form than New Frontier, but he's doing well at home, and we think he'll run well.
Meerkat Moon, yeah, there's to be honest, there's not a lot between them. He also is going to love the mile, and he's improved a hell of a lot. So on the day, I wouldn't like to pick between them, but I'm also expecting him to be a big runner over this trip.
Snake Alley also improving. His work has been pretty good. I'm also hoping for a positive run from him. I'm hoping they can both maybe get into the back of the quartets.
Ferniel, his first run was way too short for him. I had to run him on the turn at Greyville because obviously we weren't racing at Scottsville yet. He was very green, got too far out of his ground. He was running on up the straight but didn't make any sort of impression. I think he'll appreciate the step up in trip. However, I do feel he's a horse that'll eventually go 2000 to 2.4. So I think he'll still need this run.
Long Gallery he came back, well, I didn't say come back to form, he came into form last run, a very good run, he ran on nicely to run third. He's not drawn well, but I'm hoping for a good run.
Yeah, King Calculus, not disappointing. Well, the first time out, he didn't know where he was from a bad draw. We're looking for a bit of improvement. It's still a bit short for him. He's the half-brother to Barcy Rockfoot, and it's a staying family, and he's going to need ground. He has improved a bit in his works since coming from Cape Town, but still a horse that'll need a bit of experience.
Yeah, thanks to the trainers there for their comments in race number 4. Jackpot number 1, I've gone with numbers 5, 7 and 8. I think that these 3 horses will dominate in this event. Starting with number 5, Meerkat Moon. We heard there from Mark Dixon that the horse has improved a lot after his last start, and that was when he finished third behind Rototo, and he'll be ideally suited to the mile. And yeah, I sort of saw it the exact same way with this horse. He's been coming along the right way. He's had 5 starts to date, and he's shown good improvement with each start under the belt. Calvin Abib is in the irons once again, and he's currently at around 6-1 in the market. So I think he's definitely going to run a big race here, and I think that he'll be in the first 3, if not winning. Number 7, Go Grayson Go. He looks to be quite a nice sort here, son of Patala Palace from the Freaky Krailing yard. Daryl Daniels takes a ride. Last time out, he was just a bit green at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the poly track, and Pleased to See You was the winner that day when going start to finish, and a good ride from Sereno Moodley to get Pleased to See You home. And this horse was just second best as he was at his penultimate start behind Artist Model, who takes his place in the Dingans on Summer Cup day. And Artist Model looks to be a very, very progressive horse from the Mike de Kock yard. He of course went on to win the Model Man Mile and showed that he's quite a high class 3-year-old. And I think that this horse, Go Grayson Go, back up to 1600 meters will suit him ideally. He's back at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, and he's going to put his best foot forward. He'll be a big player for Top Honours. And then number 6, Green Mile. This horse is going to love 1600 meters. He's had 3 introduction runs here in KZN, 1200 meters twice, and then 1400 meters last time out. The thing with this horse is that he just needs to settle in the run-in and get himself into a nice rhythm, and he'll finish off his race quite nicely. He's actually got a nice turn of foot on him, does number 8, Green Mile, and I think he's ready now to tackle 1600 meters, and he will no doubt be ready to run a big race here in race number 4. If I had to tip them in order of preference, I would go 785. 785 is the way I would tip them. I think Go Grayson Go sets a standard on his last 2 starts, especially that penultimate run to Artist Model. And then Green Mile, 1600 meters, will be spot on for this horse after his few runs here in KZN. And then Meerkat Moon will also be suited by the distance, and I'm expecting further improvement from this horse. So the bet in race number 4, I would say probably a box exacta with numbers 5, 7 and 8. And I think that should well arrive here. And then when you look past those 3 horses, you heard from Paul Lafferty about his horse number 2, New Frontier. Didn't stay last time out, and he's expecting a better run from him, and he thinks that he could run a nice race over this 1600 meter trip. Number 4, Carnival Park. He's the type of horse that is going to pop up one of these days. He's a son of Socrat. I think he'll be there for trifectas and quartet. And then a horse who I'm looking for big improvement from is this horse, number 3, Mont Tremblant from the MJ Ordendal yard. He jumps from gate number 3. This horse finished off his race nicely on debut. He was beaten 7.5 lengths behind 1 Scotch. He's perhaps looking for even further than 1600 meters, but I think now stepping the horse up in distance, I think there could be improvement, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him run into the minor positions like 3rd and 4th. So I'll be keeping a very close eye on number 3, and maybe one that you can put into the notebook if he runs on quite nicely over the final 300 meters of the race. But 785 is how I tipped them here in race number 4. And in terms of jackpot 1, I expect these 3 horses to fight it out. And as I mentioned, I think the bet of the race could be an exacta box, numbers 5, 7 and 8. Move along to race number 5 next up. Middle stakes for fillies and mares over 1750 meters. 1440 is the off time. And here you can scratch number 6, Hot Strike. It's a field of 7 runners that remain for this middle stakes for fillies and mares. Now race 5, we've got a rerun, that of Broadway Girl, and then a few interviews.
Side, Broadway Girl 3 to make up, and Wonderful coming to the 200 metre marker continues to go. Broadway Girl Pfizer's on the inside, however Wonderful's name looking to go open lights out here, and it's Wonderful holds the aces and draws away by 3. Broadway Girl second, Pfizer third, then Gorgeous Girl, Zinni Kelly.
Apologies, you can put a line through that last run. Rupert was here on holiday and we said we'd try and find a race for her. She doesn't really like the polish, she doesn't quicken on that surface. Much better at Scottsville, much better on the grass, so I believe she'll be a big runner on Sunday.
Yeah, no, she's as honest as the day is long, and yeah, she's got a bit of weight to carry there, so you know she's got a bit of a handicap, but it's a race that's not without she's not in it without a chance, so yeah, put her into everything.
Kwandeko Kwaneni doing well. She's drawn on the outside, but that probably suit her. She's a big striding filly. She won over course and distance. The race is very competitive with a couple of nice fillies in the race, but I'm hoping for a big run.
Yeah, hoping for a big run from number 8 from the Garth Puller yard, and she could run a nice race here. Her last 2 starts haven't been the best of efforts. Last time out, perhaps on the sharp side for her, and she can certainly show improvement. The market has got number 2, Vion's Queen, at favourite here, 16 to 10. Number 3, Miss Platina at 28 to 10, along with number 5, Broadway Girl at 7 to 1. Sasha's Dream, African Beat, 12 to 1 about Escapologist. Now, as I mentioned, Jackpot won my suggested bet, and the numbers here 1, 2, 5, and 7. So I've got two nice priced horses here in the form of number 1, Escapologist, and number 7, African Beat. And I was quite encouraged by the comments there of Mark Dixon regarding Escapologist. Ignore the last run. She is definitely a better horse on the turf. Her form does show that, and Hollywoodbets Scottsville suits her quite nicely. And at 12 to 1, yeah, I don't think that this horse will start 12 to 1 race time. I can see her shortening in the market quite a lot, and I think that she's definitely going to be a big runner for that first position here at 12 to 1. Number 7, African Beat, she's currently at 7 to 1. She ran third last time out when having her second run after layoff behind Malcolm's Dream, stablemate to this horse, Escapologist. 61 kgs on the back. She's got a bit of weight to carry, which is a slight concern, but I think that she's going to be in with a big chance here. She's having a peak run. She does run well over track and trip, having won once from 2 outings along with a place in, and she's been competitive off late. So I think that this is the right type of race for her to put her best foot forward in, and I think she'll be in the firing line. My top choice in the race is number 5, Broadway Girl, though. Now this daughter of Master of My Fate has dropped steadily in the ratings. She was once upon a time rated a 103. She's now down to 84. Gavin Larina takes ride here for Stuart Ferry. I think Gavin could be the right man for the job here with this mare. She last won a race 777 days ago, and that win came in the Beach Beauty Mile when running as a 3-year-old. So it's been a long time since she won a race, and I remember that race quite nicely because Keegan Miller rode her that day when she was victorious, and yeah, she hasn't been able to put her head in front ever since then. But I think now she's on the right mark. She's back here in KZN with Stuart Ferry now. She's had 2 starts, and her last start was a solid effort behind Wonderful, who just had things her own way out in front, and we know that she's a very strong galloper whenever she is able to get a soft lead, and she's a horse that I think's improving quite nicely, is Wonderful. But I think Broadway Girl could just be in the right race. It's all about catching horses at the right time, and I think that Sunday could be the right time for number 5, Broadway Girl, to shine. She's had 2 starts at the track for 1 win and 1 third. So limited opportunities here at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, but whenever she's run here, she's run with a lot of credit, and I'm hoping that she can put it all together and get a confidence booster on Sunday. And then it would be remiss if I didn't touch on number 2, Vion's Queen. She won a good race last time out when beating Forward Motion. There's been 2 minutes from that form line, but I think a bit more is needed in this race here. She's gone up to 6 points for that victory. At 16-10, if I'm being honest, I think that's skinny odds about this daughter of Erupt. I think there's a lot of value to be had elsewhere, especially with the likes of numbers 1 and 7 trading at 12-1 and 7-1 respectively. I think she'll run an honest race. Whether she's going to be good enough to win with 62 kgs on the back, only the race will tell. But I think she's one that you've got to throw into the mix, because yeah, if she were to win, you'd be a bit bummed that you didn't include her. And then number 3, Miss Platina. I haven't included her into the play. I'm not sure about the distance with this daughter of the non-Platina. I'm not sure whether she'll see out 1750. I think she's a good horse over 1400 to 1600 meters, but the distance is the one question mark and the one concern for me. The race will tell how she goes over the trip, and if she were to win, well then kudos to her and Zane Kirsten, who is the owner here, and Teeny Prinsloo, of course. But I'd just like to see how she goes over the distance first before I include her into the play. But yeah, that's number 3, Miss Platina. Top choice for me, number 5, Broadway Girl. Gavin Larina takes ride here for Stuart Ferry. We haven't seen this combination forever, and let's see if Gavin can produce the goods on Broadway Girl. And then numbers 1 and 7, plenty of value about them. If I had to pick one of them, I would pick number 1, Escapologist, at 12-1 in the market in race number 5. Looks to be a competitive race, but a race where I think a bet like the Exacta and a Trifecta could be worth a bit of a dividend. On to race number 6 we go. This is an MR68 handicap over 1500 meters. 3:15 is the off time for race 6, and we've got a couple of interviews.
Yeah, I've got the 2 in the race, and Dapper and 1 Scotch. Dapper's last run was disappointing, and he had come back from the gelding and won a very good race. And you start thinking, is he a sprinter or not? But I don't think so. He ran close up in a 1750. So I've got him in this race to see that he's bounced back to his best form. His work on the grass the other day was very good, so I'm hoping he bounces back to his best. Yeah, 1 Scotch is a lovely horse. Very smart horse, smart form. Got a big weight, very good jockey. But when you go down to the 67 merit ratings, and the merit ratings they give these 3-year-olds is so high, absolutely so high. Just looking at the winning form. The 3-year-olds, go look at the winning form, Warren, and look at all the 3-year-olds where they've tipped them. I don't know what computer they're using, but 1 Scotch and Dapper are the last 2. They're going to finish 10 lengths back. Riverland's horse had 2 starts, going to finish 10 lengths back. Garth Willer's Hollywoodbets 3-year-olds going to finish way back. It's just, I don't know how they work it, because they'll all be in the betting. But getting back to 1 Scotch with this high merit rating, we hope it doesn't set him back. I think he's a smart horse in the making. I'd be disappointed if he's not in the first 3.
I can't say he's been a little bit disappointing. He didn't get a very good ride last time out. Caught very wide on the turn. Or didn't have much luck in running last time out. I feel that he can improve. He's always been a better horse at Scottsville. And type of horse that could surprise on the day. He's just got to put his act together in a race.
Yeah, the type of horse that could surprise on the day. Now, I remember last time out when I did the show with these, I mentioned that this horse, Connor, so just wait for him to get back to Hollywoodbets Scottsville before going for him, and 1500 meters may be on the sharp side for him, but at 12-1 in the market, I'm certainly not going to let him run loose. He's dropped in the ratings now. He's now down to a mark of 60. His form hasn't been the most encouraging, but if you look at his Scottsville runs, 3 starts back, he was beaten 2.5 lengths to Ricardo in an MR73 handicap. 4 starts back, he was beaten 3.5 lengths behind Master of Destiny in a 15-horse field at the MR80 level. So I think with just 56 kgs on the back at his favorite track at about 12-1 in the market, I think this horse could be worth an each-way play here in race number 6. I definitely believe he's going to run his best race in some time. And I think that he could certainly give those exotics a bit of a boost let me get that right, were he to come through to win here in race number 6. So that's number 8, Connoisseur, the value in the race. The horse that they all need to beat is number 3, Global Movement. Now, last week, Sunday here at Hollywoodbets Greyville, he was just unlucky. He found one too good on the day, Jazz Festival, from the Mark Dixon yard. And this horse has been given a 2-point penalty for that victory. He's gone up 2 points for his last 2 efforts, when winning and then when running second. He's on a quick backup. Tini Prinsloo has done a terrific job with this horse, and he's been an absolute pleasure to be a part of. He's consistent. He always runs a solid race. He's seldom far off the action, and he gives off his best. And 1500 meters, well, he could be on the sharp side for him as well, like number 8, Connoisseur. He may just be better over further, but he's in such a good space at the moment, this horse, that he continues to thrive, and it actually seems like he's maturing quite nicely. He looks in a happy place, does number 3, Global Movement, and he's a fit horse heading into the race. Gavin Arena takes a ride here. He's got a big weight to carry, but he is quite a strong horse, son of Flower Alley, so I don't think it will be an issue, the 61.5 on the back, and he's going to be the horse that they all need to beat. He's at 16 to 10 in the market. He'll certainly give us an honest run for our money. And then we've got number 5, One Scotch. We heard from Paul Lafty about this horse. The one thing with this horse is that he's gone up 8 points for winning a maiden last time out, and not quite sure whether it was the strongest of maidens. Wherever I lay my hat has come through to win, but the field that he beat, I'm not convinced about whether there's going to be too many winners from that form line. But all this horse could do last time out was win, and he won well. But 8 points, yeah, that is a bit of a negative for me. Just 8 points for winning by 1.5 lengths in not an overly strong race. We'll see whether the handicapper has got that right or not. He's on a mark of 86, so whether it is a true mark, a true reflection of his ability or not, only Sunday, race number 6 will tell, but we'll find out more after the 6th race has been run. I've included him into Jackpot 1 nonetheless. 3, 5 and 8, those are the 3 horses for me here in race number 6. Lulu the Legend, well, he's a horse that always runs on quite strongly. 1400 meters, 2 starts back, he finished 2.5 lengths, and then last time out he was in 4th position. 1500 meters now for the first time in his career. He's been up to 1700 meters. He could run into the money. He's a horse that's low on confidence. 760 days without a win. He's dropped a mark of 53. He could run into the money, but I think 3, 5 and 8 between those 3 horses, I think our winner will come from one of them. But the value in the race no doubt lies with number 8, Connoisseur, at about 12 to 1 in the market. I'm expecting a nice performance from him. And then number 3, Global Movement, the one to beat. And then we'll see if the handicap is right with number 5, One Scotch. And once again, don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Be a part of the Gallop TV team. Don't miss a beat. And click that bell notification icon as well, so that you get updated whenever we post some new content. And whenever it comes to these Gallop TV selection shows, you enjoy it, well, click on that bell icon so that you don't miss out watching one of these selection shows. Race number 7 next up, penultimate race on the program. It's a fillies and mares 68 handicap over 1000 meters. 1550 is the off time. We've got a rerun for you, that of Lady of Vix when winning, and then a couple of interviews.
Under the 300, Lady of Vix the one to get to. Sun in My Pocket, 3 lengths away to the rest of them. Sun in My Pocket now asked for maximum. Lady of Vix could still have more to offer though, and Lady of Vix is kicking into overdrive. Lady of Vix, Matthew Thackeray, Rappel. Sun in My Pocket. Then it's Tight, Colotonic or Good Living in a photo.
Cape Capricia hasn't had a lot of luck in her first 2 runs out the maidens. The first run, the saddle slipped, and then her last start she got interfered with coming out the gates. I think she'll appreciate going back to Scottsville. She's very well. I don't think her form reflects her ability, and the type of horse that also could run into the first 3.
She's been sort of there and thereabouts in all of her runs of late. She's sort of very honest. I think she's come down in the ratings, and again with the claim 4, she's definitely got a chance. I think this will be her best run that we've seen of late.
Yui, a very competitive race. She has an apprentice on. She's drawn on the outside. He's got to just control her nicely. Her last run was a very good run. She went a little bit too fast and she just got collared close to home. I think she could be competitive, although the race is tough.
It's a very tough race number 7 over the 1,000 meter trip. I spoke about Lady of X early on when I spoke about Sun in My Pocket, who I think is going to be very hard to beat. And I think that will enhance the form line for this filly, who won with a lot in hand last time out. The one length margin doesn't do that win justice. And we saw there Matthew Thackeray just taking it easy over the final bit with this filly, who's got a lot of ability. And I think that she's just going to get better with each start. I remember clearly Tony Rivlin mentioned in the interview that there's no filly at Summerfeld quicker than her. She's very quick out those gates, and we saw last time out, because Sun in My Pocket is also a very quick filly. But Sun in My Pocket was no match for Lady of X last time out. From gate 1, she was out there doing her own thing out in front, and she won a very good race. Being given an opening mark of 81, I think she can work with that. Even though she's got 61.5 kgs on the back, she seems like quite a strong daughter of Vercingetorix. So I think she'll be able to carry the weight quite easily. It's going to be a bit of a test for her because she's got to give weight away all round. But I think that she's a horse that's got a bright future, and I think that she's going to win a fair share of races. So I'm going to make her my top choice here. It's never easy straight out the maidens, but I think there's lots of scope for improvement, and there's a bit to work with here at 5-1 in the market. And then the value in the race for me, I think, lies with this horse number 4, Here and After, Daughter of Futura, from the Michael Miller yard. Now, JC Bottas takes her right, so 4 kgs off the back, which I think is a huge positive. She's had one comeback run, and that was last time out behind Jane's Vision on the poly track. She just would have needed that outing a bit. When you have a look at her form at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, it will certainly give you a lot of encouragement. Over track and trip, 4 runs, 2 victories and 1 second. And then when you have a look at her form, a rest +2, so that's whenever having a second run after a layoff. She's had 5 runs for 2 victories and a win, so she certainly runs well second up. And with just 58 kgs on the back, given that she's a 6-time winner, I think that this Daughter of Futura could be well weighted. Yeah, I know that she is a 7-year-old and she's had a lot of racing under the belt, and what you see is what you're going to get with her. There's not a lot of improvement to come there, but I think that she could just be nicely placed here by the Michael Miller yard, especially with the 4 kgs off the back. I think that could be a shrewd move by the yard. And at 12-1 in the market, I think this horse represents tons of value in race number 7. There's other horses that I have included into the play, the likes of number 3, Prankster. She's dropping in the ratings. She's on a mark of 60, just 52 kgs on the back, but she's only a 1-time winner from 14 starts. So I think you'll get a nice run from her. Whether she's going to be good enough to win in this race, only the race will tell, but I think that she'll be in the play. Number 8, Edge of Tomorrow, Gavin Larena aboard for Nathan Cotton. Although it was a cracking run last time out behind Blowing in the Wind, just finding 1 too good on the day, I think she'll be in the firing line. Number 9, Jane's Vision. She ran a good race last time out to follow up on that win. She ran 3rd. I don't think she'll be too far off the action, especially here at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, a track that she runs well at. And then you've got number 11, a Yui, who I think with the 4 kgs off the back, that will assist her quite nicely. She was dropped 2 points after her last run, so she carries 55.5. She's got that stand side draw, but if Damien Pillay can get her into a nice position early on, I think that she'll certainly be right there at the finish, and she's at about 5-1 in the market. So yeah, I think there's quite a bit of value to be had here with number 4 Here and After. She's the biggest outside of the horses that I've included into Jackpot 1. The numbers are 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 and 11. My top choice going to be Lady of X, and the second pick going to be number 4 Here and After. I'll certainly be playing a few swingers around these 2 horses. You've got one at 5-1 and then the other at 12-1, but it's a race that's got quite a bit of depth. It's competitive, and if these 2 horses weren't to run first and second or be there, I wouldn't be surprised, because it is that type of race where you could just get just about any result here in race number 7. I think this is going to be a nice race for the exotics. This is the type of race that will boost those exotics in a big way, and we'll certainly drop a lot of tickets in race number 7. But the best of luck here. Hopefully I've managed to give you 2 horses that could fight it out. Race number 8, final race on the day. 4:25 is the off time, 1200 meters the distance. It's an MR 74 handicap, that will wrap up proceedings for us. We've got a replay of Master Bling when winning, and then that will be followed up by some interviews.
Goes in for a run. Trafalgar Square 21 May. Master Bling's now come out for a run. The white sleeves and cap got about a length to make up. Professor Lupin's down the inside. Intrepid's trying to run on. 100 to go. 21 May's coming back. Master Bling. Intrepid on the outside's a big runner. Ultra Quick. They're coming from everywhere. 21 May, but Master Bling got up. Master Bling second is very close. Intrepid 21 May on the inside.
Stanley Park, I've always thought, everyone tells me go 1200 because he finishes in the 1000, but I've always thought the 1000 was better. His work is good, the race is very competitive.
Silver Savage, he's a funny horse. He's not the most genuine. He does prefer Scottsville. Serena gets on well with him up the straight. He's come down, I think, £5 in the handicap. It's difficult to know what you're going to get from him on the day, but as I say, if he does put it in, he has ability, but does tend to try and get out of it on occasion.
Master Bling, ultra consistent form, he's done very well, but if you go through the field, he's held by quite a few horses on the weights at the moment.
Moyewala Liga, a little bit of a sort of a flat run last time out. I expect him to improve. And so I would put him in also throw him into everything. Music is life. He's well in himself, and probably a better horse on the poly, but will be taking his chances.
Yeah, the Ghost's a lovely filly. We brought her back after she had won. We ran on the poly, hated every moment of it, and took her back, and she ran 2.5 lengths or so back, running on. Still not quite her run, so we decided to freshen her up a little bit. And let's go back to where she won her maiden. Let's go back to a 6 at Scottsville. And this race came up, and we're going to start again with her. She, I think, is a decent filly. So let's see how she runs back over the 6. I've no doubt she's going to go further, especially with her pedigree, even though she's at a farm mare. I feel you must include her in everything.
Yeah, include her in everything. That's number 13 on the go. She's in fact related to the filly that runs early on, Miss Platina. They are in fact, I think it's full siblings if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, Miss Platina runs in race number 5, I think it is. And yep, they are full siblings indeed. We've got the 4-year-old running in race 5, and then the younger sibling, the 3-year-old running in race number 8. Favorite here is number 10, Master Bling, 28 to 10, 4 to 1, Moyewala Liga, 5 to 1, Lion's Eye, 6 to 1, Ultra Quick. The Ghost is at 7 to 1. It's then 12 to 1 and Better Bardo. Scratch is number 14, Professor Lupin. I think this is a very tough race to wrap up proceedings. I think there's a few horses that are lurking under the radar here that could make their presence felt in quite a big way. I'll start off with number 3, Mar del Plata. He could be one of those horses. He's on a mark of 74. Last time out, I think we just got to ignore that run. He was drawn deep at Hollywoodbets Greyville, no luck in running whatsoever, and he put in a poor effort. Put a line through that run, and when we judge him on his form at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, it's quite solid form. He's run his best races here at this track. He seems to run well in a straight line. His penultimate run, third behind Teriyaki, a bit unlucky in the running. I thought he would have probably won that day if he got a clear run through, and he was beaten under a length, doing his best work at the finish. And then when you look 4 starts back, beaten 4 lengths behind License to Thrill in a competitive race at the 73 level over track and trip. And Jabu Jacobs, well, he gets on well with this horse. He's ridden him 5 times for a win, a second, and 3 fourths. So yeah, he definitely knows this horse quite nicely. And I think at 12 to 1 in the market, there's in fact 14 to 1 about number 3, Mar del Plata. There's quite a bit of value to be had here. Number 6, Ultra Quick. He seems to run better around the turn, but his form of late hasn't been bad. He's seldom far off the action, and on a mark of 76 with the 1.5 kgs off the back, over 1200 meters, I certainly can see this horse getting involved, and he's at about 6 to 1 in the market. So include him into the play. He won't be far off them. You've got a horse like number 8, Lion's Eye, straight out the maidens, but I think that this horse is open to further improvement. His 2 starts in KZN have been terrific. Running third, and then when winning last time out, beating Captainship. He's been given 7 points for that victory. All he could do last time out was win, and he won very well. 2.5 lengths doesn't do that win justice. I think the 7 points is granted. I think his horse that's going to improve, going to get better. and I think that he'll find himself being very competitive in this race. Number 9, Superfast, is a very hit and miss horse. He can run a good race when he puts his mind on the job, but he's not the most reliable. If he decides to run, well, then he could be seen running to the money. Number 10, Master Bling, he's no doubt the horse to beat. He's gone up 3 points for his last victory. I still believe he's a horse that's on the right mark to win again. He's a 5-time winner. He's flowing with confidence at the moment, is number 10, Master Bling. Hollywoodbets Scottsville, no issue. He runs well at the track. He was a touch unlucky 3 starts back not to win that day when getting an awkward break from the gates. And he seemed to be on the back foot from there. And Professor Lupin just got his number. But he turned the form around at his penultimate start. And then last time out, in fact, when he held Professor Lupin that day, was further back in the field. So Master Bling in a good space at the moment, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him reel off a hat-trick here and notch up career win number 6. Moyawala Liga, he's a type of horse that you can never ignore. His best form is here at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, 4 runs for 2 victories and a second. Gavin Larina takes the right for Gavin Funzel. He's a type of horse that I think his last 3 starts have got to be ignored. He just seems to be better in a straight line. That's where he puts his best foot forward. He's better than he is around the turn, and he'll be in the firing line as well. And then number 13, the Ghost. I'd like to see her return to some of her earlier form, because her last 2 starts have been disappointing, given that Paul Lafferty thinks quite a lot of this filly, and she hasn't been up to standard at the last 2 starts. So let's see how she shapes up taking on the boys here in race number 8. Top pick for me in race number 8, I'm going to go each way. Mar del Plata, 14-1, I think represents the value in the race. Each way value here, you're going to get about 2-1 for place. And probably if you're looking for top 3, you might get even more, maybe about 7-2 for top 3 place. But I think that he represents the value in the race, and he is going to run a big race. But the horse that they need to beat is number 10, Master Bling. He's looking for 3 in a row, and he's looking to notch up career win number 6. If I had to give you numbers here, I'd say numbers 3, 6, 8, 10 and 11. Those would be the 5 horses that I think the winner could come from in race number 8. In order of preference though, it's going to be tough to tip them in order of preference, but I'm going to be with number 3, Mar del Plata, as the each way play in race number 8 in what looks to be a very tough race to wrap up proceedings here at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. The best of luck with the 8 races on the program. Hopefully I've been some help and some guidance for you on the day, and you managed to make yourself a bit of money. The next up will be the suggested bet, where I will be going through my suggested bet, which is Jackpot 1. And once more, don't forget to like and subscribe to Gallop TV on YouTube, and hit that bell notification icon. Welcome to the suggested bet part of the show, where I'll take you through my suggested bet for racing at Hollywoodbets Scottsville on Sunday. It is Sunday the 24th of November 2024. And it's been a while since we've been at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, but we're back, and it's good to be back racing at Hollywoodbets Scottsville in Pietermaritzburg, and it all looks set for good days racing. Now, Jackpot 1 begins in race 4. 2 is the off time. Leg 1, numbers 5, 7 and 8, followed by numbers 1, 2, 5 and 7, by numbers 3, 5 and 8, by numbers 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 and 11. So that will cost you 216 Rand for one full unit of Jackpot 1. 5, 7, 8, by 1, 2, 5 and 7, by 3, 5 and 8, by 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 and 11. So that is Jackpot 1. All the best with racing on Sunday at Hollywoodbets Scottsville as we build up to the Summer Cup and the feature racing coming to us thick and fast now. It is racing up in the Highveld next weekend. Big racing there on Summer Cup day. Lots of features to look forward to. Then we've got, of course, racing down in the Western Cape. Feature races coming through there as well. And it's certainly an exciting time to be a racing fan. Lots going on. And once more, all the best with racing on Sunday.